This is the perfect way to get into a little bit of commitment during this kind of crisis time that does not involve downloading Tinder. Hi, welcome, come on in. My name is Aoife and today I'm going to take you through some of my favorite book series that might be the best thing to start during this crisis time where we're all stuck in at home. If you can get your hands on any of these, I cannot recommend them further because they will definitely keep your mind off what's going on outside. The first series that I'm going to recommend is probably the Alpha series, and that is Harry Potter. I think everybody in the whole world has probably read Harry Potter by now at least once, but it's such a comfort book for so many people that it might be the best time to go back to it. There's a little saying in the books that Hogwarts is always there to welcome you home. I think now is a great time to just go home. I think now is a really good time that you need to go back to Hogwarts, be back in the world of Harry Potter, be back in the wizarding world, and just shut out from what is going on outside. The next series that I'm going to recommend is by one of my favorite authors from my childhood, and that was Jacqueline Wilson. So I'm going to recommend the Tracy Beaker series. Tracy Beaker is a 10-year-old. She has spent most of her life in care. Her mother is severely neglectful, and Tracy kind of has these fascinations or ideals that her mother is in Hollywood to become a famous megastar, and when she has reached megastar status, she's going to call Tracy over to spend time with her. So Tracy has been kind of going through the foster system for most of her life. So when we meet Tracy for the first time, she's 10 years old and she's living in a place called the Dumping Ground, which is a foster home, a care home for I think 10 or 11 children at one time. It kind of goes through her situation in wanting to be fostered by a woman called Cam, who comes to visit the foster home and does kind of an author visit and interacts with a lot of the kids. And she and Tracy get on really well. And Tracy likes to give off a kind of tough girl persona throughout the book, but in the scenes with Cam, she's really vulnerable and completely different, and it's so cute to see that kind of a change in Tracy's personality when she's talking to the other kids or when she's just narrating her own story, and when she's talking to Cam. It's a really nice way to read it. The second book in the series is called The Dare Game, and in this book Tracy has been fostered by Cam, and she's now attending a school near Cam's house, and she makes a couple of friends, but she's still kind of fostering on the idea that her mother is going to come and visit her one day, and her mother is going to take her away with her. And her mother does come throughout the book, but it's not totally as Tracy had planned it to. If you're looking for the most heartfelt series you are ever going to read, pick up To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. If you've only seen the Netflix series, if you've only seen the 2 Netflix films that are out right now, pick up the books. They are incredible. They follow Lara Jean and her sisters and her dad. Lara Jean's mother died when she was a baby, and she left Lara Jean this little hat box. Lara Jean has written 5 love letters to guys that she fell in love throughout her life, and one day all of the letters are sent out. One is sent to her sister's now ex-boyfriend, and one is sent to Peter Kavinsky, who's one of the most popular guys in the school that she goes to. The first book is kind of Peter and Lara set up a kind of a fake dating trope, and I am obsessed with fake dating tropes because Peter wants to kind of make his ex-girlfriend Genevieve jealous. And then the second book, one of the guys that Lara Jean has sent the letter to, John Ambrose, he gets in touch with Lara, and they kind of do a extracurricular activity together where they are in a old people's home giving support to the older people, just visiting them, giving them some company, and it's a really cute story. And in the third book, it's all about Lara Jean and her choice about where to go to college, because she hasn't got an idea. She's been applying to a couple of places, but she's not really quite sure where she wants to go to, if she wants to follow her heart or if she wants to go where Peter is going anyway. I can attest to you that Lyndsey Counts' I Heart series is a fantastic read, because I read all 8 of them in the space of about 2 weeks, one right after the other. The story mainly follows Angela Clark. She walks in on her boyfriend cheating on her while they're at their best friend's wedding, and she decides that she's going to completely rehaul her life. So she moves to New York. She tries to find a job in a magazine over there, but she ends up working in a hotel for a couple of weeks. She makes a whole new set of friends. She makes a whole new set of acquaintances. She finds a new partner over there, and all 8 books kind of go through Angela's working life as a journalist while she's traveling the world. Quite a lot of the books are actually set elsewhere. There's one set in New York, in London, in Paris, in Las Vegas, in Hollywood, and Hawaii. Hawaii is the last one of the series, and that came out in May of 2019. So you haven't missed out on it too far yet, but definitely go and pick them up because they are such a great series to read. If you're looking for something that's a little bit longer though, something a little bit longer than 7 or 8 books, I can offer you a series that's got 10. And that is the Princess Diaries by Meg Cabot. It's slightly different to the film that we've all seen in that Mia does become a princess, but a lot of the characters are very different in the books than they are in the films. So it is a really great way to see how the films and the books do differ. For example, Grandmère is completely the opposite in the books than she is in the films. And in the books, Mia's father is still alive, and that's how she finds out that she is a princess. We go through the books with Mia, starting when she's in freshman year, all the way up to when she's in her senior year of high school in Albert Einstein High School. And her friendships change throughout the books, her romantic relationships change throughout the books, her family situation changes throughout the books. It's one of my favorite epistolary books, which is a book that's kind of set like a writing section or set as like letter writing or diary entries. It's one of my favorite examples of that, and it is such teenage comfort reading. If you're into feminist literature, then I can definitely recommend to you to read the Spenser Trilogy by Holly Bourne. There are 3 books in it, obviously. There's Am I Normal Yet? What's a Girl Gotta Do? And How Hard Can Love Be? And if each of the books feature 3 different girls as their main characters, so you've got Amber, Lottie, and Evie. And it features quite a lot of the struggles that they're going through in their lives. Amber, for example, her mother is kind of neglectful and she goes to the US to try and fit into her mother's life as a camp counselor. Evie is struggling with OCD as we meet her in her book, and Lottie tries to set up a feminist club throughout her school and engage people to join into it, and it's kind of about the antics that all 3 of them go through throughout the book while dealing with the issues that are present in their lives. And it's such a great book for young people to read who are interested in feminism but don't really know how to start out yet. The final book series that I am about to recommend to you is kind of a wild card because as of now there is only 1 book in it, and that is American Royals by Catherine McGee. The second book will actually be coming out in September of 2020, so you don't have too much longer to wait until you can read the second book. It follows an alternate timeline of what if America became a monarchy after the Civil War or the War of Independence rather than it became a democracy, and what if George Washington became a king rather than a president. And you're following through his descendants, which is Beatrice, who is next in line for the throne, Samantha, who is kind of seen as the spare, and her twin brother Jefferson. And there are a whole lot of side characters who really feature quite heavily in this book. There's Nina, who is Samantha's best friend and is now getting romantically involved with Jefferson. You have Daphne, who's Jefferson's ex-girlfriend and is still trying to weasel her way back into the court. And then there is Connor, who is Beatrice's bodyguard, and they are starting to have feelings for each other. And then there's also Teddy. How do I put this? Teddy is a suitor for Beatrice, but he also has another involvement in one of the other siblings' lives. It's such a great book. There's so much drama. There's so much tea spilled. It's like Gossip Girl meets The Crown. So if you like one or both of those, you will really, really enjoy American Royals. Those are some of the great book series that I think you should check out in the next couple of weeks. What has been your favorite book series? Why don't you share it in the comments with us? Don't forget to like and subscribe. I have new videos up every week. Now get on out of here.